What's going on, boys and girls? Welcome back to FEEKI Flips, the most dumbed down real estate channel on all of YouTube, because if I can make money doing this, then so can you. We're here today, episode number 1 of a new acquisition we just picked up, single family house here in Reno. So I've actually never been out to this one yet. So we are going to go check out the house, see what the current condition is, and then get you guys inside, and we'll run through the rehab with you and all the details as usual, how we found this deal, how we funded this deal, and all that good stuff. So let's roll the B-roll.
My nail tech knows how to keep a little secret. I don't wish for my success, I speak it. I caught a buzz and you did too, but you tweaking. I look like I've been getting money, how reeking. You smell me, that's LV. Walk around with my chest out and my skin smooth, I'm healthy. I'm in a mix and I'm handshaking, but most of y'all can't help me. Most of y'all ain't wealthy. Most of y'all just dress like it. I caught the vibe that y'all giving off and I'm trying to make myself less like it. This
We're rolling. I just pointed the light a little bit. That was a good shot. So yeah, it's a pretty basic house. Couple bedrooms back here. Master that has the bathroom in it. We have a half garage home gym, which is a selling point out here in this area. And actually, these are the same washer dryer that we got out of our first flip ever that I still have at my house. Same model. You notice that?
Yeah.
Sick, huh? That's a recurring theme. Everyone just bought the Maytag Centennials back from like 04. Still going strong. Yeah, a little tiny garage here. Well, clearly this whole room was the garage at one point, and then someone did this little half conversion, which could be good or bad depending on what type of buyer you are. If you want a garage, then this sucks, but if you want more room for the family or a little game room or something like that, then this is a pretty cool addition. So I think we're just gonna leave it and run it for now, and if it gives us issues on market, we can easily just rip this and convert it back to a garage and then go back on market that way. All right, so to hop in the details on this deal, first of all, how we even found this deal. This deal came from a wholesaler. We've bought a couple different deals from these guys. They're actually from out of state. They live down in Southern California somewhere, but they produce marketing up here to drive some off-market leads. That's how we found this deal. They had another buyer for it, and he ended up bailing on them last second, so then they brought the deal to us. So I really don't know much about the situation with the seller. I do know that it was a rental because we were waiting for the tenants to get out to close on this thing. But I assume that the seller just wanted an easy and convenient sale, selling it before the tenants were completely out and that type of thing. That was his motivation for taking a little bit of a discount on this one and not needing to make any repairs before bringing it to market and getting top dollar through a listing agent that way. All right, number 2, how we funded this deal. So we ended up using a single private investor to fund this entire purchase and some of the rehab for us. I actually did a TikTok video on this, a little minute recap on exactly how this process works, but a little bit more detail. We have relationships with different private investors. Some of them are local, some of them aren't. We've done a bunch of deals with this guy, so we got this under contract. I took it to him and I said, here's the numbers on the deal, and we ended up borrowing just more than the purchase price was. So the way that works, we'll get into the exact numbers on what we paid for this and rehab and all that in just a second. I say, hey, here's the purchase price, here's the rehab, here's what our spread is in the deal, here's our exit, and he says yes or no. So he said yes, and I just asked for more money than the purchase price was. So he wired in all of the purchase price plus some, and then when we go to close on the property, we actually get a check back for the remainder there, and then we use that money to fund the rehab on this deal. All right, so for rehab on this one, I'm actually not sure what we're doing. So I'm gonna call Steve, and he's gonna tell me what we're doing, and then we're gonna reconvene, and I'm gonna act like I know what we're doing here.
Yeah, we have 25.
Okay, sweet, that's all I need.
Cool.
All right, thanks, bye. So for rehab on this one, I know exactly what's going on. We are just doing a pretty basic light refresh in here. It's not in terrible shape, not like some of the stuff we've shown you guys on the channel here. So it'll be a tiny bit of demo and some trash out for this stuff around the exterior of the property. Tile is staying in the kitchen. The rest of the house is getting new carpet and new laminate flooring throughout, so it'll look really nice and clean and fresh for the new buyers. We're doing interior and exterior paint. Bathrooms are getting a light update, new vanities in there, obviously fixtures throughout as well. Exterior, roof is fine. We're gonna leave that. exterior paint, and we'll do some basic landscaping, just kind of some lipstick on the outside to make it really, really pop on the listing photos. And that's about it. So our budget on this one is about $25,000 to get it kind of updated and fresh and new and back on market. So it should be only a few weeks until we're done here and wrapped up. It's now the beginning of November, so we're really on a time crunch here to try to get this thing listed like first week of December, and then hopefully in contract before Christmas, because if we wait too long, we end up holding it for another 6 weeks and listing after Christmas. So we don't want to run into that. We just closed on this thing. Steve's already got the budget and the bids pulled together, so work's going to start here actually tomorrow. We'll get this thing knocked out super quick. So that's the plan for rehab here. So final numbers on this deal. We purchased this place for $252,000 and some change. Our rehab budget, as I just said, is $25,000, and our exit value here is $340,000. We now have 2 comps that have closed out, same floor plan, ones that were pretty nice and good shape that closed out at $340,000. So we don't expect, with the market slowing down a little bit, to get any more than that. And we do have data to support that we are going to exit at $340,000. So all in all, with all of our other costs, holding costs, the financing costs for paying our investor, all that type of stuff, our net profit in this deal will be about $32,000. All right, so as always, we always have something that happens every single deal. There's always some bullshit that happens during closing. This deal is no exception, even though that I wasn't dealing with the seller directly. There was just a ton of moving parts to this deal, and there always is when you're dealing with wholesalers, even if they're experienced ones like this. With this deal, you know, they had it under contract. We told them what we could pay for it. They made it work, and then with the seller, but then the seller's agent got involved, so that was like another cog thrown in the machine here. So then the agent, he was also the property manager here, and he had a commission that had to be paid. And then, you know, with closing costs, like there's just all this miscommunication during escrow. And when we got the first settlement statement, it was off by so much. Like, I don't know whose fault it was, or just miscommunication, I guess, but it was like I told you guys, it's like, you know, we borrowed more money than we had to spend on this deal, so I should be getting a check for like $10,000 or $11,000 back based on the amount that we borrowed. And the first settlement statement I got said that we owed like almost $30,000 to close this place, and it was because there was like the wrong purchase price was on it. Their original purchase price from the first buyer that they had this deal under contract with, they had us paying the commission, and then they had us paying the wholesale fee, and it was like everything was backwards. So it took like several revisions of the closing statement to finally get it like, yes, this is correct. So then we had correct purchase price, wholesale fee was, you know, out of the spread in there, not on top. Wholesalers were taking care of the commission for the agent. It just got worked down, and then it was like, all right, now we're ready to close. But that was happening like up until the last day before closing, and it's just, I tell you guys all the time, it's always something. So it's always good to have relationships with people, so it's not like you don't blow up on people because, you know, some bullshit happens. But you know, we also need to make sure that we're not getting burned on anything. But it's also good to stay on top of the transactions even after you get the contract signed, because it could have easily like been lost until that day of closing, and then it's like, no, this is wrong, and then the deal totally falls apart. So you have to be on top of it all the way through to the end. Thanks for watching this episode. We'll be back next week with episode 2 of this house, so we can stay in order and you guys can see before, middle, and end back to back to back. That's the new format on the channel that we're starting here now. So tune in next week, and we'll see halfway through the rehab, we'll get Wes or Steve on here to kind of talk us through exactly what's going on while it's happening. And make sure to hit subscribe if you're new here. Smash that like button, help us out with the YouTube algorithm. There's a link in the description to my Discord. If you guys have any specific questions about real estate investing, you can drop a comment down below in there, or on the Discord. I go in there every day to interact with you guys, and we can get those questions answered for you on Question of the Week episodes. So again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Oh, your fucking screen almost fell off.